Hey guys, Matt Jones in the back of, might as well call it the Batcave, just the like an archive area. Just come fishing out for something I wanted to show you as I'm getting about stitching this work, which might be called I Require Assistance or Victor, both of which are the names of the maritime flag which I'm modelling off. This submission for an art award, and it's interesting. The reason why we produce art, I think, making something needs no reason, and quite often it's because of an external drive that we actually set to and do something. But it made me come back to this here, which I mentioned the other day, and this is the first shirt that I made during the Tennessee Ridge Run, as in not the first shirt I wore, but the first shirt I actually made. And I was in Korea and I was thinking, what would I wear? That was the seventh leg. What would I wear on the seventh leg in Korea? And those who followed the journey, which was now some time ago, we'll be going back to 2014. This was November 2014. I'd been in China. I'd wore the kung fu uniform, and in India I wore the kutra pajama, and so I thought, what will I wear in Korea? And so there's a television show called Running Man, and so I tried to find like a Running Man shirt or something, like a badge that I could wear, and I couldn't find anything. And no one could understand what I was asking in my very bad Korean. And so I eventually found my way to a textile market, and I then thought, okay, what I can do is draw the design and then make it. And so I thought I'd just easy enough to draw a circle and a letter R for Running Man, and then sew that on. And then I then thought, well, I can take my name in Korean and using black ribbon, just tie that onto a white square. And then just as I bought all that, just after that I found this shop that had Running Man stuff. So I thought, well, look, I might as well grab that and throw that on. And it was right up until the morning of the marathon, of the half marathon, that I was making that. So I remember on the train going down to Jamshid, the Olympic Stadium, I was still stitching the back here, I think, and I just didn't know what it would look like. I didn't know if it would be good enough, or if it would work, or if it'd just be stupid, But I spent this time at night sort of stitching away, and I was really happy with it in the end. And I wished I'd sort of told that story as I went along, which is part of the reason why I'm making this recording now. And then when I was flying to Glasgow, I thought, given the limited time I have in Scotland, I would do a similar thing. And so there's a bridge over the Clyde River, and there's a guy that did some sculpture on stone, and he put the Greek and the English translation. Apparently it's badly translated, but all greatness stands firm in a storm. And I just used cross stitch just to make that by hand. And again, I was making that on the plane flight over to Glasgow, and then arriving in Glasgow, hoping to start at 9 a.m. I was still stitching till I think about 12 when I started. But it was worth doing. It was worth doing. And maybe I was the only person who actually knew the significance of it when I was running. And that's a funny thing. I think if we're doing art for the sake of recognition, we can be really, really badly let ourselves down. But I think we've got to find our own satisfaction in what we do, in what we create. And so, there's a couple of things coming together. This is why it's important for me to tell this journey right now. One is that this is like I said from late 2014, and it's still it's stuff I can draw upon now. So it's not wasted effort for a start. And secondly, we've got to find our own value in what we do. We've got to do it for our own purpose, and not because of what we hope to maybe get out of it. So you've got to find enjoyment in your own things. That's really important, and that's partly what that's the irony of this piece, which is taking the message, I require assistance, putting it out there to say to other people, I need your help, but actually saying, not I'm sufficient on my own, but it's sufficient on my own to find my own sense of being and purpose with what I do. Short reflection. I'm really going to start the needlework tonight. Looking forward to that taking form. It's actually literally going on an interesting journey tomorrow night, and I'll share more of that when I'm actually on the journey. But this is, I think, going to be a good effort. It's going to be worthwhile. Whether it's going to be great to look at, whether you're going to like it, is almost unimportant. But and whether, for example, whether anyone's actually watching this is part of the reason of things that just don't matter. You just got to do it and put it out there. And if you're not finding enjoyment in that comes back to this issue of anxiety, I think. That's not a description of anxiety, but one of the reasons I think that we get held up with our own sense of anxiety is, well, I think it's complicated, but I think it's prompted by expectations and false assumptions around what is or what isn't important. And this is why art is such an important therapeutic process, because it allows us to draw back into that world which we leave so unquestioned, and to just examine it and say, look, I'm just content making this silly little display which might bring me pleasure, and if that's all it does, it's been worthwhile. Just leave you with a question. How about you? I'm really interested to know what art you're working on. More importantly, what you haven't started. Pick up a pen, a paintbrush, a needle, do something tonight, and share it. I'd love to see it. Really would. Thanks for listening.